Okay, Google says it's 4 o'clock. Let's call our meeting to order. Paul, can you take the roll?
Sure. Ms. Tompkins?
Here.
Mr. Miller?
Here.
Mr. O'Reilly?
Here.
Mr. Eberl?
Here.
Ms. Falke?
Here.
Mr. Peschel? Here. Paul Kaplan is here, and Marshfield utility staff are present.
Thank you very much. Number 2, was the meeting appropriately noticed?
Yes, notice was sent out to various media outlets and posted at Marshfield Utilities and the City Hall and the library and online, the City Hall website.
Thank you, Jessica. Number 3, public comment period. At this time, the commission would recognize members of the public who have indicated a desire to address the commission. Do we have any members of the public tonight wishing to address the commission? Seeing none. Number 4, commissioner and staff comments. Commissioners, any comments before we start? Any staff comments today?
Yeah, we have a few. First, I'll have Joe kick us off.
Effective October 1st, residential electricity sales will no longer receive sales tax bill. So, yeah, that's great. The best part is customers don't have to do anything. It will just disappear from their bill moving forward after October 1st. So that was due to a recent law change associated with Act 15.
Great, thanks for the good news.
Yeah.
And that, just to confirm, that just residential, so industrial, commercial will still remain taxed, and it is both state and county will go away with that act. So, next, John.
All right, on August 26th, we received our last set of 10 samples for lead and copper. 57 out of 60 were below the action level, so that means we are, say, below the 90 percentile for exceedances. So I promptly sent emails to the DNR saying these are our results. Please concur that we are no longer going forward with the orthophosphate project. So the next morning, I received an email from the DNR saying they reviewed our lead and copper sample results and can see CCT steps, and we will not be required to install the orthophosphate.
Yeah.
Yes, and so that also moves us into the condition of we no longer have public education, and we only have the next sample round will be next year, and we'll only have to do 30 samples instead of 60. So it'll be a lot less time consuming and a little bit easier to get.
More good news.
And then Tony.
All right, just a quick update. So in August, we completed our annual self-assessment. We do this with an outside vendor, GDS. We're really evaluating our compliance program with reliability standards that are set by NERC. The on-site meeting with GDS, our compliance consultant, we reviewed 123 total requirements. There were no potential non-compliance findings during that time. GDS, just a general comment from them was that they commended our program as we have a mature compliance posture with proactive planning, robust internal controls, and a culture of continuous improvement. That we are well positioned to meet the evolving regulatory requirements and maintain reliable and secure operations. So it's kind of nice to get that feedback from an outside consultant that reviews a lot of different compliance programs around the nation. So.
And this focuses on generally our substations and our power plant is the main focus of the area, the regulations that Tony mentioned. So, and then those that assist with that. That's nice.
That's it? All right, well, that's 3 good newses. Thank you. Number 5, Employee Service Awards.
Tonight we recognize Adam Frederick. He's a journeyman lineman that's been with us for 5 years in the electric department. Adam began with us back on September 1st of 2020, and he came to us as a journeyman lineman and has stayed in that role since. So,
Congratulations to Adam. He'll be recognized at a future utility event. Number 6, a glue update.
Yes, so this is the quarterly update that we provide. You can see there's the alphabet soup continues, but lots of activity going on, and I guess the most, maybe from my perspective, noteworthiness is we did add 2 new members recently with Rice Lake and Gresham joining Glue to take us up to 13. So, welcome any questions you might have.
No questions on the glue update tonight. That was for information only. Number 7, private side lead replacement update.
Yeah, so John and I put this memo together to kind of give you a sense of where the private side replacement project is at currently. As you can see, we have about 60% of the properties have moved forward with giving us the right to entry and moving forward with getting theirs replaced. About 36% of them were unreachable through the first round of trying to get connected with them. So we'll be switching to a door-to-door methodology here this week. And then, as you can tell, there are a few properties that unfortunately aren't supportive of the replacement project. But that's kind of the, anything you do nowadays, there's always going to be opposition that you just have to work through. As we were working with the city attorney, just trying to figure out the steps and the process as it deals with those properties that may not be supportive. Basically, as you mentioned, remember, there's the notice and the enforcement and penalties and so forth. All of those can kick off once the deadline or the replacement schedule that the commission has set. So that's, if you remember, 12/31 of 2026 is when that deadline hits. Part of the reason of bringing this forth now, just to kind of put it in your mind, is that if we're having good success and hopefully that other 36% that we haven't reached, if we're able to get a majority of those, then we'll have a small population of properties to replace yet this year, or in the project, I should say. We may want to bring it back for consideration of upping that schedule. That way we're moving forward with it, and then we can start the clock, if you will, on some of the enforcement and hopefully entice these projects to move forward, especially since funding is available and the contractor's in place through next year. So that's kind of an update on the private side. The public side, as I noted in the memo, we're a little bit behind where we hope to be. Obviously this year with numerous things, as John mentioned, getting all the 60 samples in the spring and then the 60 samples this from July 1st on, along with this private side project, the main breaks and other things, kind of put us behind a little bit. But we're already looking at next year and how the city road projects are going to stack up and how our projects are going to be, and hoping to make some adjustments to help get us back on track. So, welcome any comments or questions you may have on this.
Questions, comments, concerns? Seeing no desired action there either. Number 8, MU Strategic Plan Quarterly Update.
Yeah, so this is the quarterly update that we provide. Items that are in red are updates from the last update. You can see that there are a number of initiatives that have updates this quarter through both the percentage complete along with just the activity in general. And while I'd love to be able to talk about all of them, I don't think that'd be the best use of our time since you have it there, but I did want to have, Melissa's going to highlight one of them that I think is kind of neat and unique to to Marshfield, if you will. So.
Yeah, so one of the initiatives is related to just kind of really putting our youth apprenticeship program into a real formalized plan. And so one of the steps that we made this last year, we actually tasked 2 of our youth apprentices, one who's since graduated, the other is doing the 2nd year with us, in producing a youth apprenticeship recruitment video that we could then share with the schools and use it for other events and things that we are at. And so our 2 youth apprentices wrote, filmed, edited everything from start to finish on the following video. And we have shared it out with Marshfield School District so far and received wonderful feedback. There we go.
Marshfield Utilities is proud to be a locally owned, not-for-profit utility that provides safe and reliable electric and water services to the community. We are deeply rooted in Marshfield, and that means more than just keeping the lights on. It means investing in people. Programs like Youth Apprenticeship allow students to gain real-world experience, explore career paths, and be part of something that truly powers their community.
At Marshfield Utilities, we've been growing our youth apprenticeship program to give high school students hands-on experience in the utility industry. Today, we're proud to offer apprenticeships in IT, human resources, administrative services, electric, and water. Our goal is simple: help students explore career options, gain real-world skills, and discover exciting opportunities waiting for them.
Currently a water resources youth apprentice at Marshfield Utilities. Has helped me become a better communicator and has taught me to show up on time every day. that enjoys the variety of jobs that Jack has worked on.
I'm Grace, and I'm a Human Resource Youth Apprentice here at Marshfield Utilities. This role has been a great way for me gaining hands-on experience in HR, and I really enjoy being part of such a positive work environment. Hi, I'm Michelle, and I'm an administrative professional youth apprentice here at Marshfield Utilities. Human resources is the main department I work with, but I've gained experience in a variety of departments, including finance and marketing, which I really enjoy.
Our high school youth apprenticeship program has been a tremendous asset for Marshfield Utilities and the community. It not only gives our experienced employees the opportunity to grow as mentors and leaders, but also strengthens our connection with local schools and young talents. Investing in these students has enhanced our reputation as a company that values education and workforce development. Most importantly, we are helping train the next generation of skilled workers, ensuring a bright future for them, our industry, and the community.
All right.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Did you have anything else on that?
Just if there's any questions or comments.
Questions, comments, concerns on the strategic plan update? Progress report? All right, information only. Number 9, economic development structure report from the city.
So in the packet was a memo along with the report. So the city recently had a organizational structure report completed by Redevelopment Resources, and then there was a presentation that accompanied that. So in the memo, I provide you the actual report along with the links to the video where the city, or Kristen Fish from Redevelopment Resources provided the overview on the report. And then I think the city council also talked a little bit more about economic development board and structure, and just wanted to keep that conversation going for us at the commission and see if there's, I guess, thoughts, comments, ideas, and just so to keep this fresh in our mind.
With that added to the picture, does anybody have anything they want to share, talk about? Updates from council maybe? Go ahead.
I think it would be great to sort of look at this from the utility perspective and say, if we were to have this structure, how would the utilities contribute to the structure? What would the role be, or how would this help the utilities? You know, just sort of to work through that. That would be, I feel like, a profitable exercise taking this report.
So kind of beyond the...
Yeah, I mean, I think what the council's going to, we've had the report, and then we'll have another, it's on the agenda for tomorrow. I think what we need to decide is what she's proposing. Is that feasible? Is that going to work with Marshfield? Because that's something we want to go forward with. And it would just be interesting as a utility commission to say, hey, if this is set up this way, would this be a positive thing for the utility? You know, if it was, what would be some of the ways that we would utilize it, contribute to it, personnel-wise, idea-wise, all that stuff.
Are you proposing that's what we should discuss right now or for a future date?
I'm just thinking a future date. It would just be an interesting exercise.
No argument there. When would if we were going to do that, that would provide potential feedback to the council, when would they need that by?
I don't know. I don't know exactly what the timeline is. We're just at the very beginning of being presented, so we also haven't had that conversation.
Okay, so you're not expecting a decision anytime soon?
I think one of the biggest challenges is, it's the same thing the council faced when you guys were exploring Mackey, is how do you determine the value and the productivity or the output? And I think when you talk about the relationship even between the city and the utility, again, how do you determine that value? How do you return on investment, if you will? So that's a struggle as I've looked at the report and as we step through this process. Also, if you go the hand of time back when we started this conversation last year, we talked a lot about, we identified that we have our forgetting the name of them, but our, our larger customers, our key accounts, if you will. We have a need there potentially, and this might marry very well with someone in that realm. So trying to figure out the big plan, if you will, but then our niche of that plan.
Thoughts? Nick?
I like how they laid it out here, that really it's got to be everybody working together to sort of make this work. It's not just going to be, okay, we're going to do this part, you're going to do this part, we're going to do this part. It has to be, Mackey and Main Street and the utility and the city all working together under this plan. So I hope that the council will go forward with this. And I know that there's been hiring processes that have not succeeded in hiring anyone over this time period, but maybe with a little bit more guidance or a little bit more of a solid idea, will attract a quality economic development coordinator.
Okay. I was a little confused at one section in it where the economic development coordinator for the city would also be the head of the new organization.
Yeah, that MRDA that they
Yeah.
should be developed.
And yet, one of the advantages of the new organization was that you wouldn't be working with the city if you were potentially looking at coming to town or expanding. But that seemed like it didn't really fit together to me.
I feel like the not working with the city was Mackey. Like she said people would go to Mackey first if they wanted to sort of have a little layer of sort of confidentiality. And I do feel like that's what the city needs to figure out, is if they hired someone and that person became the director of this commission, how would that work with even just chain of command and, power struggle, those things, and money and all that stuff, so.
While still having a full department management responsibility.
It sounds like this would be the department. I'm not sure though.
So still a lot of stuff to flesh out there.
Right.
And forgive me, I think during the council's discussion later on, it seemed like it pivoted a little bit to say, this is, you embraced it, but then we're like, are there other options, other structures that should be considered? I don't know if you can speak to that from your perspective, what was talked about.
I think I may have even been the one that brought it up, and that was Alderman Dellis had asked if I would email to get that discussion going on council, and what I actually was looking for was a breakdown on what can we do, legally, structure-wise. I don't think that I recall ever exploring what options are out there, what do other communities do, what works, what doesn't, and I was not a big fan of our old structure, but I didn't know what to replace it with. We definitely need it, but that was my question with that, is what are our options, what's out there, what do other communities do?
Well, I think during our previous discussions, we talked quite a bit about places we think the utility can plug into economic development. I don't know that the conversation coming out of this report has really gotten to where that's applicable yet. The utility contributing money to it, I mean, we have historically, and I think when our dividend has money, that would be a great use for it, but I don't know what the next few years are going to look like with that yet.
Yeah, so I mean, what you're saying about where the utility plugs in, I think it would be great if, as a utility, we brainstormed and said, if we did this structure, this is how we think we could plug in.
just making a note.
And you said this is on the agenda for tomorrow night?
Other thoughts? Okay, moving on. Number 10, job orders. Were there any additions?
No.
So we didn't have any job orders for tonight. Bills and payroll.
Bills have been reviewed and certified good for payment.
Thank you. Is there a motion to approve the bills and payroll? By Gabrielle, second by Nick. Any questions or discussion? If not, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Previous meeting minutes from the meeting of August 11th, 2025. Is there a motion to approve as they're submitted? By Nate. Second by Mike. Any proposed changes? If not, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Financial reports.
Included for you this month are the August cash reports and the July financials.
Questions, comments, or discussion on the financial reports?
Well, I would note on the financial statements, if you go to the income statement for electric, it should be page 6 of the PDF. And then you look at the sales. We have our residential and small power and industrial area lighting. And then we have sales for resale. You can see that that number's up quite a bit. Just a refresher that that's the revenue received from operating, mostly from operating the power plant along with capacity sales. So those dollars, in essence, are dollars we're not having to recoup from our customers. They're coming from that source. That's just one way to be thinking about it. Or a different way to be thinking about how this, instead of us putting that is the revenue requirement or on power bill to our customers, we're getting that revenue from this other source. And then you can see down below that in the operating expenses for production, you can see we're running quite a bit above budget, but again, budget for that is set at a normal baseline, if you will, for operating the power plant. And this year we're running it more, so there's a lot more natural gas cost. You just improved bills, and in bills there was almost $400,000 of natural gas that we paid for in July, July, yeah, July. Or August bills, I'm sorry. Just trying to help connect all the dots, if you will.
Question?
Can you remind us why it's running more?
The MISO market is picking us up. It's every day we bid into the market what our cost is along with everyone else's cost, and they do it's pretty sophisticated, but they're looking at congestion as far as, which transmission lines are in service or out of service, so we can get generators that are in service, out of service, and where load is. And they're basically doing a balancing act, and then they're basically looking at every generator and their costs, and they're picking the lowest ones in the stack, and ours has just been in a favorable position. I think also demand has been up because of the warmer weather. Natural gas prices have been, I wouldn't say low, but they've been moderate or competitive, especially compared to like coal and other things. So, but yeah, it's definitely been one of our healthiest, the healthiest year from a running perspective.
Good question. Thanks for highlighting that. Any other questions? Moving on, number 14, closed session per Wisconsin State Statute 19.851C, considering employment, promotion, compensation, or performance evaluation of any public employee over which the governmental body has jurisdiction or exercises responsibility for the purpose of discussing commission, self-eval, and personnel updates. Is there a motion for closed session? By Nick, second by Gabrielle. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? We are in closed session. We'll take